Hey folks, today we're covering Tinto Flavor 28 and we're going to be talking about Majapahit today. And at the beginning, as always, just a brief introduction into this realm, what's been happening recently with it, and then what you might be doing in the near future. And then next you see the ruler and some more information, a bit more of a breakdown of the realm. You can see it currently starts with a queen, you can see the flag, how good the ruler is, and then a breakdown of the realm. So you can see the primary culture is Javanese. The primary religion is Hinduism. They've got 32 buildings, nearly 3 million people, 32 gold, 25,000 troops, and 40 ships as well. And then the breakdown of the culture, mostly of that primary one, but there is some other cultures there as well. And then 100% Hindu. That is the only religion found here. Next, they're going to show us some of the maps here, so you can see the updated terrain map for this. Let me know what you think about this updated terrain view. I think it is better than the old one. I think it does make the map look that little bit better. Next is going to be just the main realm itself. You can see that here. And then the last one is going to be the diplomatic status. So you can see the main realm, and then you can see their vassals spread across the islands of this region. And you're going to be dealing with those during your campaigns as this realm. Next, they're going to show us the estates and the privileges. So you can see the crown on the top, and then the nobles. I'm not going to try butcher the name of what they're called. And then the barmin, which is the clergy side. You got the vazier probably, and they are the burghers. And then you got the sudra, they are the commoners. And then as we've seen with the Crusader Kings 3 update that's coming later this year, this realm is also going to get the mandala government type. And you can see that on the screen now. This gives modifiers legitimacy 0.10 better, allows tributary subjects, yes, and then progress towards decentralization 0.05 in that direction each month. Majapahit also comes with a unique admin system policy, the Office of Mahapati. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Again, I apologize for butchering names, but possible government reforms +1, antagonism change modifier 0.02 better. So that's going to allow you to expand that little bit better. It's only 0.02, but it is going to help you that little bit as you do get going with your military. And then very interestingly for this realm, they start with a head of cabinet from the start of the game. So this is going to help you a lot very early on. Having this position unlocked initially is going to allow you to do a bunch of other things that the realms around you will not be able to do. So very leaning into the amount of power this realm had at the time. And you can see that here, the prime minister, and then you can see the character in this example, 80, 80, 90. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's going to help you a lot in whatever you're trying to do as this realm. Next, they're going to show some of the advances. The first one here is the Jong light ship type, which is unique to this realm by the looks of it. And this does look good. As they say here, this is very good for ferrying goods or troops around your realm. Obviously, very naval focused with all the islands in this area. So you're going to see a lot of things here kind of leaning into that kind of gameplay. The next thing they're going to show is the Boo Boo and Jala Advance. This unlocks a special building, and you can see that next. This gives you fish output plus 15%. Just makes sense for this area. All around getting more food, and that is going to help your realm grow. Next is Home of the Sea Nomads. This unlocks the Kabang ship, and they're going to show this immediately as well. So this is a transport ship. So you've got all those islands around you. You're going to be expanding. And to do that efficiently, you need to be able to move your troops around. And this can move 300 troops per unit. So that's quite a lot, actually. Next is the Biang Rutu Gate. This is available in the Age of Renaissance, unlocks the building of the same name, and you can see that next. This gives you monthly prestige 0.05 better, tolerance of the true faith +1. You're probably going to be building this as soon as you can unlock it. Next is the Lake Karambit Warriors. This is available in the Age of Renaissance, and this again unlocks a regiment of the same name. You can see that now, so it looks like this realm gets quite a few unique units, so these look pretty good. Next is the Maritime Silk Road. This is available in the Age of Discovery, trade efficiency 2.5%. So you could play this realm, I imagine, you know, very warfare, expanding your realm as quick as you can, or you could build it, I don't know, like tall and have a big trade empire. You're in a pretty good location to do that. I guess you have got to get ready for when the colonizers arrive and being able to fight them off or ally with them. Whatever you can do once the Europeans arrive in this area of the world. The next advance is the Madariz Gali. This is available in the Age of Reformation, unlocks a ship of the same name. So again, another unique ship here. This was a large ship, often used in offensive and Voyager adjacent tasks, and would soon become the backbone of the fleet of this realm. So again, this is going to be for fighting off other realms, things like that, and getting some good use out of it. And as I was saying earlier, a lot of maritime focus with this realm. And with that, that is the end of the structural flavor content they're going to show us. As always with these, this is only a slice of it. There is going to be more in the game. They just show us a couple of things to give us an idea. Next, they're going to show us the narrative content for this realm. And they say this has a bunch of interesting events. The first one here is the Gahamada's Sumpa Palapa. In a move that has been mocked by his political rivals, the head of the cabinet has proclaimed his official oath to cease the consumption of luxurious sustenance and the enjoyment of culture and entertainment until he successfully subjugates the entirety of Indonesia. And you can see the only option here is his success will reflect well on the reign of the Queen. This will give him a modifier. You can see it is very good. Army morale plus 20%, siege ability plus 10%, discipline plus 5%. So you're going to have this event and then conquer as much of Indonesia as you can, I guess, until he dies, and then you will lose that modifier. So you want to get on that as quick as possible. The next event is all around being able to affirm your commitment to the religious roots of the kingdom. And you can see the two people involved with this. So you can sponsor the work that this person wants to complete for the Queen, or you can say this is a misuse of coin for certain and not do it. If you do sponsor it, you get the work of art that you can see here. This is a poem, and then that will help you with the cultural side of your realm. Next is the rise of the Crown Prince. So this is all around somebody trying to take the throne from the Queen at the cusp of a golden era, and the joyous prestige that shines from our powerful position across Indonesia and many of our subjects. A glimmer of immortality in the history book shines upon the face of the Crown Prince. That glimmer is none other than his own heir, and you can see this here. Let the boy of the crown, or the Queen will not let go of power just yet. Let the boy of the crown is the top option that we read. And you can see what happens here with this. You will actually give over your realm to your heir. You'll gain 20 stability for the realm. And then the Crown Prince here, he will gain 20 admin, diplomatic, and military ability to his stats as well. And then when that happens, you can see him on the screen at the moment. They do say here the stats, they're not what they will show in game. They had to kind of like force this to happen, so the stat accumulation didn't work correctly for this character. He is a famous person from this area, so they wanted to do him justice in the game. So what you see for his stats there aren't what they would be if you're actually playing in this realm. They just wanted to show off what happens if they do force this event to happen. And then with that ruler, you could try bringing a golden age of this realm. But obviously the flip side of that is what happens when he dies. Well, this may trigger a disaster in the realm when it does happen. You can see that here, the death of the king. One of the greatest rulers in our history has passed away. Whispers in the dark and amongst our subjects have given way to demands of autonomy at the face of waning authority. So really showing like the downfall of this realm. Once this person died historically, you can see that in the blue text as well, the kind of like historical reference for this event. We have lost a great leader. And then if that does happen, you can see it here, loyalty of subjects minus 10. Expected diplomatic spending plus 10%, and then you can see the requirements for this disaster to actually happen. And then next they're going to move on to some other events. The next one here is the decline of Majapahit. The Majapahit kingdom is in its death throes. Once the center of a vast network of vassal kingdoms and tributary states, the realm now has little power beyond its capital. These are dark times. And then you can see this second disaster they talked about, decline of Majapahit, pop conversion speed minus 25%. That's a lot. Power projection minus 15, and then you can see the requirements for this disaster to take effect in the realm. And then if this does trigger, you can see the disaster UI that we've seen previously. You can see the current ruler, and then the main actions to try end this disaster: restrict the trading rights, ban the conversion, control the bearers, and then convert to Islam is the last one. And then they do say this is the start of the struggle between the expansion of Islam and the adherence to Hinduism and other beliefs in this region of the world. And then next they're going to show off some other events. So the first one here is a hero emerges. A son of the member of the nobility has arrived in court not long ago. Everything about him is completely unknown but his name. He serves us as a stable servant, but soon the rumours of his natural beauty has reached the Prime Minister's daughter, and you can say for this, perhaps he is our saviour, or this would make for a good story. And then the next event is Candi Tikus. This is our pieties on display all across the streets of the capital as temples and ceremony halls spring into life, a testament to our wealth. And this is all around building a special temple. Let this be a place of worship, water for the people, or this is a frivolous expense, we do not need it. The next event is the Candi Surawana, and this is a marvel of architectural prowess. The plans for a construction of an expanded temple complex in Daha are well underway, so very well proceed, or let's just save our money and not build this temple. I guess if you've got the money, you're probably going to build this. I imagine it comes with some decent modifiers. Unfortunately, they don't show those to us today, though. The next one is popularization of poems, and this is all around the popularization of long narrative poems written in verse form with rhymes inspired by literature. So you could choose like the historical option, very well finance these endeavors, or you could choose let's not spend our valuable coin, and then obviously you won't invest in these. And with that, that is the end of the dev diary for Majapahit today. Let me know what you think about it. I think this is going to be a very interesting realm to play as. You can expand as they historically did and then try not fall into those disasters. Or, as I said, I think you could probably play it tall and just build up a bit of a trade empire and see how that works out for you. They do say here that there is a holiday in the studio next Monday and Tuesday, so the next Dev Diary is going to be on Wednesday, and that's going to be around the Guelphs and the Italian war situations. And then on Friday, the Tinto Flavor is going to be on Milan and Naples, so that's going to be pretty cool. After a lot of time in the East, we're heading back to Europe and finding out some more flavor content. So if you've enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. If you are new here, I'm covering EU5, all the Dev Diaries, discussion videos, so do subscribe if you've enjoyed today's video. I also cover Crusader Kings 3 in a very similar manner, and they've got their All Under Heaven DLC coming out later this year, which has covered a bunch of the areas that we've covered recently on EU5, so China, Japan, Southeast Asia. So if you like this area of the world and you haven't played Crusader Kings, there's some interesting stuff coming up that you might enjoy in the future. But with that, we'll leave it there for today, and I'll see you all next time.